How to suppress py.test internal deprecation warnings. Is there a way to suppress the pytest internal deprecation warnings? Context: I'm looking to evaluate the difficulty of porting a test suite from nose to pytest. The suite is fairly large and heavily uses nose-style yield-based test generators. I'd like to first make sure the existing tests pass with pytest, and then maybe change test generators to parameterized. Just running $pytest park to test folder with pytest 3.0.4 is completely dominated by pages and pages of Is there a way of turning these warnings off?
From pytest help.
I think you do not want to hide all warnings, but just the ones that are not relevant. And in this case, deprecation warnings from imported Python modules. Having a read on pytest documentation about warnings capture. Both W command line option and filter warnings any option are based on Python's own W option and warnings.simplifilter, so please refer to those sections in the Python documentation for other examples and advanced usage. So you can filter warnings with Python's W option. It seems that pytest completely removes filters, because it shows all those deprecation warning when running, and Python's documentation about default warning filters clearly says. In regular release builds, the default warning filter has the following entries, in order of precedence. So in your case, if you want, let's say, to filter types of warning you want to ignore, such as those deprecation warning, just run the pytest command with W option. Edit: from Colini's comment, it is possible to filter by module. Example: to ignore deprecation warnings from all SQL Alchemy. You can then list your installed modules that creates too much noise in the output of pytest. Use with file rather than in command line. You may prefer list those filters in pytest.ini file.
Pytest p no column warnings, or add the following to your pytest.ini or tox.ini. The result will be green without any indication of warnings. See documentation at this URL. This can be a valid use case for a test suite where you want clean output. Be aware that always hiding all warnings may cause you to miss important warnings. If you want to hide only specific warnings, look at Clock's answer.
In the pytest.ini file you can add or passing below line in the command line. This might be useful if your test suites handle warnings using an external system. P no warnings. Or if you only want to hide some specific deprecated warning, add below statement in your pytest.ini file. This will ignore all warnings of type deprecation warning where the start of the message matches the regular expression mode is deprecated. Or although not recommended, you can use the disable warnings command line option to suppress the warning summary entirely from the test run output.